Thank you very much. Welcome to the RefineM's September monthly webinar on agility assessment. This is N.K. Shrivastava, CEO and Enterprise Agile Coach for RefineM. So we'll have little introductions, expectations, and then we are going to talk about agility. What is agility? And why you should assess agility and how. And then I'm going to show you a tool that we developed to do agility assessment in a very, very simple way. Very, very simple way, not making it very complicated, making it very simple way. So this is for those who are new. This is a webinar that we usually do on first week of Wednesdays, on Wednesdays. But this month, it's not a Wednesday. It's not the first week even. I have been traveling a lot. So we moved this to today's date. I know some of you might have missed it because of that. But there may be some new people who have joined it. And usually we do it around lunchtime Central Zone time in the US. So you can eat lunch and listen to this webinar in a relaxed environment. You are more than welcome to submit a topic that you want to us to cover in one of the future webinars. We cover a variety of topics on project management, agile leadership, or topics like that. But you are more than welcome. If you have any idea, if you want to see a webinar on your topic, please submit to us at trainings@refineM.com. And we'll see if we can cover that topic in one of the future webinars. Okay, let's. So many of you know about me. I'm an enterprise agile coach. I started my company RefineM almost about more than 8 years ago, or no, a little less than 8 years ago. Sorry, in December 2011, we'll complete 8 years. I provide project management consulting, agile training, agile transformation services, and also we develop products. So I have created some products for project professionals. Essential Gear for project managers is a toolkit that any project manager needs to get started and make project management simple and improve project delivery by following 8 essential processes. So this is for every project manager or organization or PMOs to start with, and then they can make modifications and move on. Of course, the PMP is a top-notch certification that many project managers would like to have. So we provide a simulator, and also we have PMP videos that can help you prepare for the exam. So before starting my own company, I spent more than 20 years in project management, agile world, successfully leading hundreds of projects, all sizes, recovered many failed projects, implemented various process improvements, coached, mentored several project managers and executives. And I was also the founder board member of Southwest Missouri PMI chapter, where I served on the board for more than 6 years. 6 years or so. Okay, so what's new at RefineM? Let me share with you the folks who are interested in PDUs and also learning. We are going to do another next webinar on October 11, and that's on through projectmanagement.com. If you are a PMI member, then you can join this webinar free. If not, then become PMI member. It's very useful to become PMI member. So I'll be delivering this on sprint planning. So this is a 1-hour webinar just on sprint planning, how to get better at planning. And then in December, this may be a kind of timely topic, is many of us have done PMP, and many of us says, oh, great, PMP, a great thing. I've achieved PMP. It's a great certification to have, but what's next? What do I do? Where do I go from here? How the life is going to change for me? What should be the career path for project managers? So we'll be discussing in December. So based on this, you can create your roadmap or your plans for for 2020 and years beyond. So this will be very helpful for all project managers who are thinking about their career paths after PMP. We have several new trainings that we keep adding to our training catalog. We have over 50 trainings that we provide on different topics. So simulator we just talked about, and then there are different video series, Agile, PMP, business requirement gathering. So if you go on Vimeo and type RefineM, search for RefineM, you'll get all those videos. There are several other videos, short videos, webinar recordings on YouTube. So if you go on YouTube and search for RefineM channel, you will get those videos, and those all are free. Now, the interesting part that we are doing here on October 18, 2019, so I'm delivering a one-day web class, which is for Agile for Waterfall and operational work. So Agile has been, we all know Agile has been used for software development. It originated from software development, but Agile can be used almost everywhere. So we'll talk about how it can be used even in waterfall environments. And forget about projects. It can be used in operational work too. So we'll talk about that. If you're interested in learning about, if you don't do software development, or if you how you can use it, or if you do software development and use waterfall and your organization is not moving towards Agile, there is no support, organizational or top level support, what as a project manager you can do in your within your waterfall projects to become more agile. So this is a very useful course for anybody who wants to bring agility into their environment, whatever their environment is. Now with that, we start the conversation about agility. So the very first question is, what is agility? The very first question is, what is agility? So I will let you think for maybe 30, 40 seconds, and then share your ideas in the chat box. What do you think is agility mean from your perspective? What is agility? Bala said here, more experience with Agile and agility. I heard the word Agile earlier also. So what is agility? So let's see what people think about agility. Completing work efficiently, okay? Able to adapt quickly, okay? Very good, very good. I view the ability to respond effectively to a changing organizational environment. Very good. Ability to adapt. Mike is saying a mindset develop change and short learning cycles. Ease with which iteration PM can implement, okay? A way to bring value. Very good. What else? Anybody else? Anybody else want to say what is agility? Okay, let's move on. So how I define agility as a capability. Capability for a team, capability for an organization, capability for a society. It's a capability. So I equate agility to capability. And if it is a capability, then it can be developed and improved, right? And what that capability is, many of you talked about that, respond to changes, adapt quickly, respond to changes. That's the capability. Adapt, respond to changes. And why it is important to adapt to changes? Because today's business environment is changing fast. In today's fast changing business environment, we all know that businesses that don't adapt quickly fail. Sears versus Amazon. So we all know that. So it's not a question of if, it's a question of when. So if a team or organization has no capability, or their capability is very low to respond to changes that is happening around us, then they are not going to succeed in the business. And similarly, it is true even for an individual. What is your individual agility? How you are responding to the changes happening around you? So I was talking as project manager, what's changing around you? What's changing? You hear about agile all the times, but what's actually changing around you? How do you improve your personal capability to respond to changes happening around you? So that's a capability. So agility is not just for a team or an organization, it's for individual too. Because if you are agile individually as a person, then you can respond to the changes happening around you. So I'm not talking about any words like Scrum or Kanban or XP or things like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm not even talking about the Agile Manifesto. I'm not talking about Agile principles, 12 Agile principles and practices. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about in more realistic, more in a term that is understandable in any environment. I'm not talking of software development. Right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how you can respond to changes. That's what agility is. So the whole concept of assessing agility need to be based on this, right? So that's the kind of preamble I want to start with. So why somebody should assess agility? So first of all, assessing agility exposes why your team cannot adequately respond to rapid change. What's happening there? What is lacking? Why you cannot respond to change? What's going on? So it's a kind of a trying to find the root causes of not being able to respond to change. So that's why I would like to do the assessment. And also it can help you determine areas for improvement. So the assessment should be such that it tells you that, okay, here are the different areas, here are different aspects of responding to change, and where I'm doing good and where I'm not doing good. So determine those areas so you can create a plan to improve, right? It also can provide a roadmap for building this capability to respond to change. So now you know the areas, so you can create a roadmap. So if you have 3 different areas, and you can say, okay, this is my most important, topmost area, which if I am able to, improve, then my overall agility will improve. So you can prioritize those areas and say, okay, I'll first work on this, and then I'll work on this, and then I will work on this. Working on the first one may take me 2 months or 2 weeks, whatever that is. On the second one, it may take another 6 weeks or so on. So you can create a kind of a roadmap. Your roadmap could have monthly milestones, or it could have quarterly milestones, whatever milestones you want to put. So you can create a roadmap, and then once you have hit that milestone in time frame perspective, you will come back and do that agility assessment again and see if you have improved or not, right? So it's not a one-time activity. It's not a one-time activity that will happen once and then after that, it doesn't happen. And also assessing agility helps not only your team, but your entire organization. So you can have an assessment done for not only your team, you can do it for your entire organization, taking entire organization into account. So basically, when you do agility assessment, you put kind of scope in the context. Are you doing it for yourself? Are you doing it for your team? Are you doing it for your department? Are you doing it for your whole organization? So you can put the context there before you go in for any kind of assessment. And we all know that if you don't measure, then you can't improve. Something that is not something that get measured improves. So it's very important. If you want to improve your agility, then you need to measure and see how you want to improve further based on that. And how do you assess? Usually you may want to find a tool. You can do it manually too. You can create a spreadsheet and you can put those different aspects. You can let people, if you are a scrum master or a product owner or a manager or even a team member, and if you want to assess the agility of your team, then you can use that spreadsheet. I use a spreadsheet myself in some of my initial engagements in early 2012. I remember creating a pretty comprehensive spreadsheet and updating that spreadsheet every 2 to 4 weeks, seeing where the team is doing well, where the team that I was coaching is not doing well, and what I need to do to get better at improving agility for the team. But I think there are a lot of tools available in the marketplace, and you can go and look at the tools. Mike was talking about a tool that he has about complex kind of a thing, 50, 60 questions. So it is important to have a simple tool. Simplicity is one of our value proposition at RefineM, a value. So in our value system, simplicity is one of the things. So that's where my vision is, that if a thing is simplified, then it is easy to understand and easy to implement. If it is complicated, then it is difficult to implement and difficult to understand. So find out a tool. There's a lot of tools on the Google. You can find it. Look for something that is simple. It pinpoints the areas of improvement, and ideally it should allow you to show the improvement over time in an iterative way. So you take the assessment today, and then you come back, you found your weak spots, and then you come and you take some action item like agile teams do in an iterative manner, come back after some time and take the assessment again. So your tool should be able to say how far you have moved from your past assessment, from your previous assessment. So it should be able to give you a history of your assessment, and it will be great if it can give in a graphical manner, so it is easy to understand. It can give you some numbers too, but the graphical representation is always better. And also, anything else that you can think the tool should have. Let's just stop here for some time. Anything else other than what I listed here, a assessment tool should have? Simplicity I talked about. I did not write it here. It pinpoints the areas of improvement. It should allow you to show improvement over a period of time. Anything else that you can think of? If culture is addressed, the organizational mindset, yeah, that should be part of the assessment. Yeah, focus on one improvement area at a time. Yeah, that probably it's not for tool to focus, it's for you to focus. I believe that's Lewis Allen is saying focus on one improvement area. That's for you to focus on, because the tool will give you a bunch of areas, but you can decide which area you want to focus on and improve. Very good. Very good. Let's move forward. I would say some KPI that can be shown. Very good. Very good. Very good. Chris, I will just say Chris Izan. That's the full name. So yeah, that's definitely some KPI that can be shown. Yeah, Chris is okay. Right. Thank you, Chris. Some KPI. Yes, absolutely. And I think we should add that point here in this slide, Philip, if you are listening and or seeing, we should add this aspect. Excellent. Very good. Let's keep scrolling. So I wanted to tell you that RefineM has such a tool, and we have made it available free to everyone, because my goal is that everyone should get support to improve their agility. So this tool is available and it's free, and I want to spend 15-20 minutes talking about the tool and showing you the tool, so you get an idea and it can validate all of that what I just said some time ago. So when you start the tool, you can find it at agility.refineM.com. Very simple address for the tool, and it basically assess your agility on these 8 different areas. 8 different areas: continuous delivery, responding to change, self-organized teams, sustainable pace, definition of done, engaging the customer, continuous learning, and agile matrix. So those are the 8 different areas that I felt are very important. There may be others too. So I'm somehow a fan of 8 things. So my project management toolkit, Essential Gear for Project Manager, also has 8 processes that every project manager needs to deliver projects successfully. So my agility assessment tool is also 8 areas. You can have another areas also, there is no doubt. And for simplicity and also to be thorough and detailed at the same time, we created 2 versions of it. So there is a simple assessment and there's a detailed assessment. So simple assessment may not take even 5 minutes for you to do. It asks 8 questions, and there are radio buttons. You select those and you are through, and it gives the result in a graphical manner. I'll show you how it shows the results. And then we have a detailed assessment, and detailed assessment may take about 15 minutes or so, 10 to 15 minutes, but then you go deeper. And the output is once again a number as well as a graphical representation. So this is the result of the simple assessment. So what it says, it will in these 8 areas, it tells where your team is. So like in this example, the team is doing very well on agile metrics and retrospectives, but probably not doing well on continuous delivery and dealing with changing requirements. So this is just an example. So don't think about that, why somebody is still doing retrospectives and gathering metrics and is still not showing improvement here. Well, it should, right? But just for example, so it tells what is the score out of 40, and also it tells the team is doing great on these 2 areas, and team needs to improve on these. Now you can prioritize these areas, for your team. What is most important among these 6? So somebody was talking about focus on one area. Yes, you you can focus on one areas. Maybe if you want to focus on definition of done here, right? So you focus on that, and then after some time, come back and check on it, whether that helped or not. So that's a very simple assessment, and I'll show you here how quickly you can do it. And then for the detailed assessment, the same thing you are doing is fine, and there is a score on the top that's hidden over here because Philip wanted to take this picture over here. So it also tells, okay, these are the areas where you are improving, you are doing good. This is the area where you are not improving, and that is evident from this 8-dimensional web chart. And it talks about different areas, and I will show you in the real tool how this works. And it tells you the results here. It gives you different capability to filter this. And you see all this 918 because Philip entered all the data in one day. So you see this all 918, but you can have it on different days, and the tool keeps history for your last 3 assessments and the very first assessment. So you have your baseline, the very first assessment, and the last 3. So you can see how you progressed in the last 3, because if we do it if we allow it to do all 20-40 assessment, then it becomes clumsy. So that's why, as I said, I want to keep it very simple and meaningful to everyone. Okay, any questions you have before I get into the tool? Does anybody has any questions about agility and assessing agility and any related question before I get into the tool? Okay, all right. So let me go to the tool, and I'll take you to this page over here. Does everybody see? Philip, can you confirm everybody sees this? Does everybody see the home page for the tool? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Very good. So I was showing you that chart here. So it's the same thing over here. You can see this describes about that. So let's go ahead and do simple assessment. So as I was saying, there are eight questions that are asked, and every question is like 5 different answers. So do you do it? You never do it. You do it sometimes. You do it half the time. You do it most of the time, and do it always. So it's like a 0 and 100 here, 50% here, 50% here, sorry. And maybe between 50 and 0 here, and then this is between 150 is here. So very simple way of doing it. And we start talking about software release to customers frequently. Are you releasing it to the customer? Important thing, to the customer. So you start with that. Okay, sometimes the team uses a list of prioritized requirements and tackles the high priority item first, which is one of the aspects of the agile, that you focus on high priority, more value. So let's say most of the time, team is self-organized and empowered to do its work with minimum command and control. Don't know, maybe I'm just picking up some numbers here. The team develops a cadence that allows the team to consistently meet project goals and high quality software. So it is consistently something delivering. There is a clearly defined, agreed upon definition of done that the team follows. Okay, I'll put it maybe sometimes. The customer is highly engaged or not. Okay, so maybe half the time. Team continuously improves by reflecting on the previous iterations. Okay, and then team uses metrics. I'm just giving some numbers. So one of the thing about the tool is this summit will be great until you fill everything. So everything is important to fill. It's required. So as soon as you finish all 8 summit come, it took me probably 2 or 3 minutes to do it. And I doubt if it'll take you more than 5 minutes to do it. Okay. Unless you're sitting with a big group and there is a conversation going on, and that's okay if it takes a little longer. That's fine. I will recommend you to do this in your teams group. So based on what was presented, it said that you scored 23 out of 40. So you know, overall, this is what happened, this is what is that, and then the team is doing really good in these areas. So when the tool says good, if it is 4 or 5, if you get a score of 4 or 5, then it says good. Otherwise, it says that it needs improvement. So if it is 1, 2, 3, it will say it needs improvement. So you can see here on this chart that it tells you that here is your agility. Okay. And then you can email results to yourself. You can discuss results with me, or you can go to the detailed assessment, and you can jump to detailed assessment either from here or from the main menu where you, so if you already did a detailed assessment, you don't have to come here. That's the idea. So you directly jump onto the detailed assessment and you do detailed assessment there, or give feedback. So if you want to provide us any feedback, you give feedback. So, and also we don't stop here. We also tell you, provide you all the resources that can help you improve your agility. So there are resources from RefineM, there are resources from outside. So all these, this is a ebook from RefineM. These are the templates that you have, and these are the white papers. These are the video series. There are small free videos. So you can look at these, and you can use some of these resources. So my goal is to provide you a comprehensive way to assess your agility and also improve it by offering these free resources to you. So you can use these resources. There is no cost for these, and you can also come back and give feedback. So you can get into the detailed assessment from here or from the home page. Now, if you have, you can go from here or from the, so if you get to the detailed assessment. So before I go, it will be the same place it will take you, but I want to go from here. Well, okay. So the detailed assessment here. So get to the detailed assessment. Now, when you get to detailed assessment, it says, okay, if you just want to see your previous assessments, if you have done previous assessments, then you don't have to go through and do another assessment. You can just go and look at your previous assessments. And if you want to do a new one, then you can say, cancel and you proceed to the next one. Let's say if I want to see the previous assessments that I did. So I press OK, and it'll ask me for my login ID because I need to provide it to log in. So I already have a login ID created, trainings@refinem.com, and if it is not, then it'll ask you to register. Okay. So let's see if I click on this, what it brings up here. Okay. So it brought up, so it says my score, now the score is out of 200. And it says my score is 144. I'm doing very well on these 7 areas, and I'm not doing so well on continuous delivery of a valuable product. Okay. So it gives you this kind of it, and this is a very dynamic chart. So if I want to see the first one, as I was saying, it will show you always 4, the last 3 and the first one that I ever took. So if I click on these here, it takes away those. So this is my initial one whenever I did. So this is my initial one that says where I am on these different areas on. So everything is on a scale of 25. So each area is 25. So you can see here, if you click here, if you hover over there, it says 7. Okay, 7, 10, 6, 6, 8, 9, 8. So these are the different areas that, the first time when the assessment was done. Now, if I want to go and do it second time, it gives over that, or if I don't want to have it, I click on this and this disappears. So it's whatever way you want to see. So now if you see that I'm improving in this area, this was 7, it went to 11. It was 7, it went to 10, and it was 10, it went to 13. So different areas. So every place it is improving. That's great. Now let's go to the next one. And then I see that other areas are improving. But if you see this continuous delivery, it went from 11 to 13, whereas other one 10 to 15, 13 to 15. So it just went from 11 to 13. Now, if I went to come back here, again, I see it went from 13 to 14, where other areas are improving. Right? They are nearing 20. Okay, some actually have crossed even 20. So you can see that the team's progress on this continuous delivery is slow. It's moving slow on this. So this is a mature teams graph, by the way. This is a mature teams graph where they are doing everything good on other areas, but on this particular area they started good, but then they are slowing down. So this maybe is the area that you want to focus on, what needs to happen for continuous delivery. Okay. So it can give you a lot of analysis like that, and every time you come back and do a new assessment. So let's say if we want to do a new assessment, so I will take you back again to the, where will be that? Okay, so let's go to the home page again here and do the detailed assessment, and I will say let's do a new assessment. So now this is a detailed one, so there is one page for each aspect. So now what we are doing is that on all those 8 aspects, we are digging deeper. So in the simple assessment, we just ask very quickly that, okay, where you are. But now in the detailed assessment, we are going deeper. So each of these 8 areas have 5 questions. So it becomes 40 questions, right? But again, it should be very simple to say where you are. Like, so software released to the customers every week, whatever you want to say. Release software provides value to the customer. Okay, we'll put some of these. So you can see that these questions, the 5 questions, are about continuous delivery. So the team is delivering more value. Okay, and the customer satisfaction is increasing. Not only you are delivering, but customer satisfaction is also improving. So let's do this. Let's say that we are really doing good here. So it goes to the next question, responding to change. And if you see, these 5 questions are more detailed of how do you respond to change. The team uses a list of prioritized requirements. New requirement changes are easily incorporated. Customer feel empowered to add requirements. The team welcomes changes. The team feels empowered to identify and request a change. So basically, it is the team aspect, is the customer aspect, empowerment aspect, all the aspects related to changing requirements or responding to the change. So let's pick up some numbers over here and move on. So go to the next. Now these 5 questions are related to self-organized and empowered team. The team is self-organized and empowered. Team members are focused and interested in their work. Team leader champions a servant leadership mindset. Is not a boss. Is servant leadership mindset. Team is always in contact, either virtually or in person, because we know now the teams are virtual. The team, everybody is not co-located, but they should be connected. They should always be in contact. And we have tools now. There are messengers, there is Slack. There are a lot of tools available that can have the team stay connected, video conferences and things like that. So that allows the team to be empowered and discussing, and team member fulfill commitment for each iteration. Very important. So agile doesn't mean that you don't meet your commitments for the sprint or whatever. So let me go and click some of these just for the sake of showing how this will change. And then sustainable and high quality development. So this is, are you delivering consistently? So let's, the team is not consistently working overtime. Very important. Very important. Sometimes I hear people say, we work 80 hours a week, kind of a thing. So that's not something something that is required, desired. The team should be able to finish their time in a regular time. 40 hours is unreasonable nowadays, but I'll say 45 to 50 hours usually is something that is should be acceptable. So that, and then definition of done. So these 5 questions are related to definition of done. The team understands, and there is a clear definition of done. Team follows that. The definition of done allows the team to deliver production ready code. It's not just, unit tested code is ready. So that should be allowed to deliver production ready code. So there should be a definition of done that meets that criteria. It is clearly understood, and team evaluates it at the beginning of each iteration and makes meaningful adjustments. So here also, I'm just picking up some numbers. Don't go with with engaging the customer. Customer is highly engaged. Team present minimally viable products each time. Customer needs are prioritized. Customer feels like a valued part. Customer satisfaction is number 1. So this is, again, here I'm not relating it to any methodology like Scrum or Kanban or anything like that. It's a general culture behavior. Somebody is asking about culture. So what is culture? So culture is the way of doing things, and this is what is telling, this is the way of doing things. So if you did all these things and this is the way of doing things, then of course we change the culture. We always have this culture definition, most of the time with most teams. And so agile matrix, the last one here. So this is related to the matrix, and you can put whatever you want to put here based on your situation, and you are good to go. So now, so it will say, okay, now you have done it. So if you have done it first time, it will ask you to log in or register, because we want to keep the history. On the simple assessment, we don't ask you to log in even or register even, because you can come back and do it again and you take care of it. But when you come to the detailed assessment, you have done a lot of work. You have responded to about 40 questions. But again, you saw I could do it in very, very quickly. I did it without looking at it. But if you look at it, 15 minutes or so should be good. Now you see this has come up 9:20, right? So now among this, now the based on that, the team is doing really well in all of that. So it pulled up. If you see that this was the last was 14 here, it got pulled up to 23 based on whatever I did. And the date is 9:20. So if you want to compare the latest result from the first result, this is what you see. You can clearly see the progress or the maturity or the capability that the team has improved in those 8 different areas of agility. And here also you provide these resources with the same resources here. You can discuss feedback. You can provide you can discuss result, give feedback, and still it says you are doing well, but still there is a lot of room to improve, because you are at 156 out of 200. So you are almost 2/3 or 3/4 there. You're more than 75% there, but still you can improve. You are doing really good because you're almost 4 in different areas, and on somewhere it's closer, but you are not still at 25 in these areas. And if you are happy with this, that's okay. I will say that recognize here which is the areas that you want to improve. In this case, if you look here, I see definition of done has a lot of room for improvement in this chart. So that may be one thing that I may want to focus on. Then the other one is an engaged customer. Maybe these 2 are the areas that I want to focus. The others are doing a little bit better. So out of these 2, I can prioritize one. either engaged customer or definition of done, and then focus on those with the customer. So a lot of opportunities come up when you do this kind of a very simple assessment. You can take the simple version to get the dialogue started, let the things keep moving. And then if you want to really track and create a roadmap and see how the progress is made, you don't have to have your own spreadsheet or do tracking of that. You just come here, do it with your whole team sitting together. So if you are a scrum master or a product owner, or pull your team together and go onto the website and put it on a screen and take everybody's input, what everybody says. And you can do it at the time of your retrospective. Spend about 15 minutes on this, and you can say where you are, or maybe 10 minutes on this and where you are, and then move forward. Okay, so that was about a very simple tool done in two levels, a simple level and a detailed level. Simple level is really simple. Detail also is not so complicated. It's very simple. It provides the result in a graphical manner, and also it keeps track of your history or how you have progressed. It gives you the last three and the first one that you did. Okay, so let me go back to my PowerPoint here. So that was the demo of the tool. Any question anybody has about the tool? Let me stop here for maybe 10-15 seconds. Any question, or we'll have a question at the end also. Okay, so in conclusion, assess your agility and discover areas of improvement. Boost your team's morale by showing improvements over a period of time, because if the team shows that the web chart and you see that's getting better, then team get pumped up. Oh, well, we are getting better. And you can safeguard your team and organization's transformation by assessing the agility. You can say, okay, they are moving forward, and RefineM's tool is a good start. There are many other tools, but you can start somewhere, and then you use the tool. And if you find something better, definitely go ahead and use that tool. But the key part is you should assess what your agility is and how you can improve the agility. I think that's what is that's what is important. Okay, so questions. We have 5. How often do you recommend completing assessment? You might said, yeah, Jennifer, I will say that if you are doing a kind of cadence with your team, if you are running 2-week sprints or something like that, or whatever cadence you have set up, if you just follow that cadence, that will be fine. Or if you want to do it, on a monthly basis, that's also fine. But I will say beyond that, you may that you can still do 2 or 3 months, but then in agile world, you want to improve quickly. You want to focus on things that you need to focus and see those improvements happen quickly. So ideally, it will be good if you can align it with your cadences or your sprints. But I'll say that 1 month could be the kind of the higher end. So don't do it more than a month, kind of a thing. Every month you can set up a frequency, or if your cadence is less than a month, then align it with the cadence. Every month will be good. Do you have an assessment for personal agility? No, I will use. I have not done for personal assessment, Bala. So that maybe you can tweak this little bit of these questions, and or maybe use this in that context, and you should be able to get your personal assessment also. But I have not done. This was very much about software development. Do you feel agile lends itself? Yes, Lee. It's this is more like for software development. You're right. So on 18th October, if you join my training for a day, we'll talk about all other environments, how Agile can be used in other environments. And I have not created an agility assessment for those environments so far. This agility assessment is mainly for the IT or software or product development work, if you will, or product development work. But yeah, if you want to learn about how to use in marketing environment, definitely Agile can be used in marketing environment, sales environment, HR, finance, whatever you want to do. Are both simple and detailed? Yes, Luis. But the entire tool is free. You can get simple and detailed. So both are free. There is no charge for any of these. So you can try both free. Yes, they're both of these tools are tools. Yeah, both of these versions are free. Okay, Bala, I have to drop. Okay, that's all right, Bala. Thank you very much for joining. Our next lunch and learn is on sprint planning at projectmanagement.com on Friday, October 11th at 12 p.m. Central Time. Please go ahead and register. Those things get filled up very quickly. There are thousands of people who attend those webinars. So go ahead and register those as soon as possible. And if you get a message that at projectmanagement.com it got filled up, you still register with us because you can listen in. We will make an arrangement for you to listen in the webinar. You may not be able to ask questions and get responses, but you can listen in. We have made those arrangements. So register as soon as possible. Our next course is on Agile for waterfall and operational work on 18th. So if you are interested in, register for that until October 4th, and then price goes up. So some of our products here. This is how, Mustafa, if you are still here, and you know how to get one PDU. So this is how you will get one PDU. Log in into this and click on reporting PDUs. So we are almost at the top of the hour. If there are any last minute question, I am still here for a couple of minutes to answer those questions. We have some of other trainings coming up. If you want to attend some of our other trainings, then you are more than welcome to attend those trainings. Any questions? Okay, thank you. Bye-bye, everybody. I will see you in my next webinar in October.